So as we transition now to our second category, and this is a very common accessory that guests will have us install on their RV, these are powered ventilator fan covers. And the company that we utilize is kind of the stalwart in the industry. It's Excel is the manufacturer, but these are commonly referred to as Maxxair covers. So really the goal to it is to allow this powered ventilator fan to remain open in transit as you travel down the road, but also as you depart from the RV, you never have to worry about wind, rain, or anything coming into those powered ventilator fan areas. And this can be utilized for a powered ventilator fan or just for a vent lid. This actually happens to be over the galley area. And so this is the front powered ventilator fan. This accessory, this is actually the newest version of the fan mate. And we kind of have these set up in best, good, and better. So these are all three versions that we have that we're going to walk you through. We'll cover kind of what the benefit is right up here with this first one, and then we'll work our way to the rear just to show you the differences. This is the fan mate. The fan mate version provides the most amount of air circulation to the rear. They're always installed like this, obviously, for in transit. The advantage to these first two that we're going to cover is they're actually hinged. And so when we install these on the hinge and you have this installed to your coach, you can slide this over, open the lid, and clean the screen. So that's really the advantage to these first two that we're going to talk about. This is the newest version of the fan mate. Pretty common. This is actually an opaque black. The other two that we're going to show you here in a minute are smoke colored, so they will allow some light to come through. These run about $147 installed. And then from there, they work downward in terms of price.
Ron, there's someone wondering if the black color of that cover will affect temperature.
You know, it won't necessarily affect temperature. Some people actually prefer this because if they boondock in certain areas where there's security lighting, this can provide some privacy without having to stick the cushion up in the powered ventilator fan like you see some folks do. It can provide actually some penetration block of that lighting coming in, especially during the daytime. Some people don't prefer that, so they'll go to a smoke colored. It doesn't actually drive any heat. If you do a lot of winter camping, some people would argue that you'd want something a little bit darker for the snow melt off, but as you can see today, it's a beautiful fall day here in Iowa, and we're in the middle of November approaching Thanksgiving, and we're all in shorts, so we're pretty spoiled right now. Really not going to drive a whole lot of heat. However, it will provide some opaqueness in terms of light blocking.
Another question, wondering if they should have any concerns about potential leaking with the installation of Maxxair covers?
Yep, good point. And actually, for the most part, when we install these, depending upon the type of powered ventilator fan that we install it in, we actually don't penetrate the roof. We actually go into the side of the powered ventilator fan, and the nice thing about that is there is no opportunity for penetration, because even that spot in which we screw it into the side of the powered ventilator fan is actually protected by the powered ventilator fan cover itself. So absolutely no issue at all. And again, that's another reason to have your Maxxair cover installed at a high quality dealership that knows the benefit of doing that, rather than going directly into your roof. Because anytime we can minimize roof penetration, it's not as much of a concern with a Winnebago Industries product, but with other manufacturers, anytime you can minimize that amount of roof penetration, you're going to be better off long term. Really good questions today. Okay, so we'll work our way back, and these we can actually move through fairly quickly. This is kind of the better version. This is the Maxxair 2 cover. This is the one that we probably help our guests the most with. Because it's smoke colored. The reason why we use smoke colored and the opaque black, and they are available in white, is we're trying to match the streamlined appearance of the roof. And if you look at the rooftop air conditioners, they're black, the king control antenna is black, the satellite's obviously black, so everything will be a streamlined look as you look on the side of the rooftop appearance. So this Maxxair 2 cover provides really, really good ventilation. It's also hinged, so that when we install it, you can just slide it over and still clean out your screen. And so you might be wondering, you know, I mentioned earlier that we actually go into the side of the powered ventilator fan. You might ask how, because obviously this is larger. There are mounting brackets that attach to this hinge that allow us to go into the side of the powered ventilator fan. This Maxxair 2 color cover is available in the smoke color or in the white. The smoke color is just a few dollars higher, $134 installed, including parts, labor, and all of the bracketry to assemble for that.
I know you're about to cover this one, but a guest wondering if the standard Maxxair cover can still be installed over a powered ventilator fan versus just a standard vent.
Yep, really good question. And the question was, can we install just a standard Maxxair cover over a powered ventilator fan? Winnebago in general utilizes two different types of powered ventilator fans, a standard 12 volt and then also the powered and insulated from Fantastic Industries. For many, many years, if you look at actually the literature, Maxxair through Air Excel, they actually recommend the Maxxair 2 or the FanMate. We've been utilizing these for years without any risk of minimizing that air circulation. The only potential downside to this, you'll notice the Maxxair 2 is slightly larger. You can't raise your vent all the way up when you're utilizing a standard Maxxair cover. There's not a big difference in price. This also eliminates that hinge, so you can't slide this over to the side and clean out your screen. So we don't do as many of these, especially given the fact that the cost is only a few dollars different, because obviously the labor is the same. So not quite as popular, but we do still offer them. This is the standard Maxxair cover, runs $125 installed. But they still work very, very adequate, and we've utilized them for years. Okay, good questions, wonderful questions, and thank you for that. Hopefully we're adding some value to your RV lifestyle.